Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Black Milk.
What's going on? What's going on, people? This is good. This is good, thank you.
Coming all the way out from Detroit.
313, Motor City. Yeah, man, it's a long flight, man. This is my first time overseas, so, I'm loving it so far. It's good.
Folks treating you right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man. Since I came, I got here yesterday, so, I ain't really toured, the area yet. But so far, it's good. Eventually, I'm gonna be here for a few more days. I want to see the club scene and experience some of the Australian women, and so I got a few more days for that. But it's cool.
All right. And you're playing Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget the club I'm playing at, but I didn't even know I was doing that. Tell you the truth, until yesterday somebody was like, "Yeah, you are performing." I'm like, I am, and they showed me in the book, like, okay, I'm like, I am then. I'm so lucky I brought a show CD out here with me, which,
Yeah.
Saturday it is.
Cool. Well, let's start at the beginning and just wind it all the way up.
All right.
You were born in 1983, so actually you're one of the youngest folks that we've had actually on the couch.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think you're the youngest.
Okay.
Young Screamo is the youngest.
Yeah.
But you're one of the youngest folks that we've had on the couch this week.
All right.
And you were part of the first generation actually to come up pretty much only with hip hop, right?
Yeah, hip hop and, soul music, like old school soul, R&B type music, funk.
So that was what I was
like
going to ask is what kind of influences kind of...
The majority was hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I started doing beats where I really got into like old school records and started figuring out who did what, like James Brown and Parliament and Funkadelic, old stuff like that, Sly and the Family Stone.
Mm-hmm.
When I started doing beats, I started learning more, about old school cats. So, but it was hip hop. It was hip hop. Majority of hip hop, yeah.
What was your first hip hop experience that you can remember?
First hip hop experience. It probably was when, like the first time I discovered, so-called, like hip hop purists say, dope hip hop music, real hip hop music was like 97, 98, you know what I'm saying? I got turned on to, like Tribe Called Quest and Dwele, because I was like 14, 15 around that time, you know what I'm saying? So. My older family members, like some of my older cousins, that's all they used to listen to was like Slum Village and Dwele, Tribe, Outkast, groups like that, or Native Tongue, Common. So once they introduced it to me, that's when I really got interested in it, you know what I'm saying, with the beats and everything. Around that time, like 97, 98.
Were there other folks in your family that had been musicians or were making beats or that kind of thing?
Like my aunties and uncles, they all sang, you know what I'm saying? They really was good in singing. I had a couple aunties and uncles that was actually like musicians, they played a little bit of guitar, a little bit. No big thing, no groups and nothing like that, but it just ran in the family. Everybody was into music some type of way. So, eventually my cousins was the ones that turned me on to, making beats. And they was doing it first, and I was into sports. I wasn't even into music like that. But eventually, one day I just caught on to it and was listening and was interested in it. Started messing with their equipment and took it from there.
What kind of stuff were you messing with at the beginning?
They had my first little pieces of equipment was like a Dr. Rhythm drum machine and
the old Boss machine.
Yeah, the Boss, with the little cheap drum sounds. I still use that machine though to this day.
I think a lot of folks in hip hop actually do, and nobody really ever shouts it out.
Because it got some good 808 sounds in it. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the sampler I was using back then. I can't even think of the sampler, but it was like
it's okay. It was
before
so many
then.
years ago.
Before then, I was just like looping up tracks and samples on like tape cassette. I just loop it up like the samples, like before I started doing beats on drum machines and stuff. I just get a tape or something and dub it back and forth and keep looping like one couple bar, 2 bar loop or something that I heard that I like.
Pause tapes.
Yeah, something like that until I got into really making beats. Yeah.
So then how did you make that transition working from the boss thing to actually getting into a little bit deeper into it? And how old were you actually, I should ask, at this time?
I was like 1999. I was around, I was like 15. That's when I started getting into making beats. You know, like I said, backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
Family members was messing with tracks. I got into it. It was messing with the little, you know, cheap equipment. Then eventually I was like, let me step my game up. You know, let me buy some. Went to Guitar Center. It was like, man, what do I need, you know, to make beats like this and this? And, you know, finally got me an MPC 2000 XL. You know, I'm still working on that today. You know, I work on a 3000 sometimes, but, you know, XL and micro chord keyboards, little keyboards like that, and that's it. That's all I work with, is keep it simple. Keep it in records. Ever since then, that's what I mess with, man.
Now, when you started recording and kind of getting serious about it, did you also kind of start stepping up your digging and all that kind of thing? Because I know you dig.
Yeah,
I know you do a lot of that.
Well,
Was
see,
it
the
kind of thing of going to your auntie's house and going through her collection?
Yeah, I used to just
pulling
go.
the records out and slitting into the other room and dropping it in there.
Yep, just go through all the records. Like, I used to even sample, like I was raised in the church, you know what I'm saying? So I used to sample, like, I go sample some church records that my mom and pops had laying around, so, and just make it into some old hip hop shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was that, and then I eventually started going to, you know, the record stores, digging, and people started learning names and who did what, and getting in different types of music, like prog rock and electronic, and just more than soul music, you know what I'm saying? And I took it from there.
On your record, you're talking about, like a little Gentle Giant.
Yeah, groups
that
like
kind of
that,
stuff.
Gentle Giant, Love Tomita, groups like Kayak, Yes, it goes on and on, you know, groups like that, you know, I mess with, besides the soul shit.
What's interesting to me too is at this time, actually, in hip hop, we're talking about the late 90s now, a lot of folks had moved away from sampling because it was just too expensive.
Yeah.
But your whole thing was like, I want to take it back to, I think you were talking about the Trinity the other day, right? Your holy trinity of producers.
It's like, I don't know, man. It's sampling. A lot of people, like you say, they trying to get away from sampling and use live instrumentation, which is cool, you know, because I'm trying to get more into live instrumentation too, instead of just working on an MP, chopping up samples off records, because it does cost, you know what I'm saying? Unless I'm at a point where I kind of can chop up something and disguise it a little better than I could back then, you know what I'm saying? So I can kind of get away with it more now. But yeah, I'm trying to keep that grimy, dirty sound. That's my whole sound. Like, the people I was listening to was DJ Premier, Primo, and Jay Dilla. Like, those are the three top guys that influenced me to make P-Rock, Primo, and Dilla. Yeah, those are the three cats that like really made me want to just do beats. Dilla more than anybody, you know what I'm saying?
How big an influence was Dilla on your beat making and just your career and everything?
I mean, like I say, Slum Village was the first group that I think had made that turned me on to like real hip hop shit. Because my cousins was already cool with like Botan and T3, so they had a lot of the songs from Fantastic Volume 2 and Fantastic Volume 1 before, you know, that shit even came out. You know what I'm saying? So I was already hearing it. I'm like, damn, man, this shit is dope as hell. What is this? So when I started like trying to mess with beats, the influence that I was hearing, you know, my ears was basically trained through Primo, Dilla, and Primo. You know what I mean? And P-Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So of course my beats is gonna come out with a little bit of that influence. So, you know, Dilla I wasn't hearing, nobody else was making beats like that. You know, with the snappy snares and just the drums and the way he chopped it. So I was like, damn, this shit is dope. And plus he was from Detroit, so it was like the influence was already there.
So you're actually, I guess, about 16 when you start making beat tapes.
Yeah, about 16.
And you started circulating it around to different folks.
Yeah.
And it got in the hands of the folks from Barack Entertainment.
Yep, it got in the hands of Slum. I think one of my friends and my cousin that went out on tour with Slum, They had like, this was around the time when I started first doing beats. They had one of my beat CDs out there, and they was playing it while they was on the road, and Slum heard the joints, and they was like, man, we got to mess with them when we get back to Detroit. So we got back to the D, hit me up, like, come to the studio. We heard a couple tracks, bring some new shit up, brought some beats up, and ever since then, I've been working with them cats. Been working with them. They took me under their wing and held me down, showed me, some ropes, and T3 showed me a couple tricks on the MP, and we've just been down with them since day one now.
At that point, when they first ring you up after getting back off the road, had you ever worked in the studio before, or was this all kind of a new
I was
thing?
all in just in the basement, I was one of them basement cats, just in the basement making beats and digging. It wasn't even that serious to me, I wasn't even trying to get in the game like that. I was just doing it because of the love, I just love to make beats. But eventually, the game came to me.
That's
What
nice.
I'm saying? Yeah.
That's real nice. Well, we didn't have any of those old beat tapes.
Yeah, no, man.
I don't know if you wanted to
all
mess
that
with
stuff
that.
is like on cassette too, so I don't even.
Is it really?
I was recording on cassette then, on karaoke machine, and I didn't even have Pro Tools then. So yeah, I don't even know where most of them joints is at.
But maybe we can play them a little something from Slum Village and JD that you had worked on a little bit later down the line, just to give them a taste.
Well, the first joint that I sold to Slum was off their Trinity album in like 2002. It was a song called "What Is This." The sample was this guy named Matthew Herbert.
Well, hey, do you want to give away the sample?
We cleared it, so it don't matter.
Okay, all right.
We cleared
Just
it.
double checking.
Yeah.
Who was it then?
Matthew Herbert.
Oh, Matthew Herbert.
Yeah, that's what the
House
sample
producer.
was.
Okay, cool. So this is What Is This?
Thank you.
So that's the first track you're saying that you did with Slum Village.
That was my first track I sold to a professional, to a group that was on a major label, at the time.
How old were you at this time?
I think I was like 17, 18,
So you were still in high school.
just getting out, or I was a senior, I was just getting out.
Wow.
No, I was just getting out, so I was 18, because I graduated when I was 17. Yeah, I was just getting out. Yeah.
Wow, that's really big.
Man.
We can talk a little bit more too about the industry and how it's changed. I mean, it's very rare, I think, for there to be producers at that age that are getting on in a pretty big way. Because that was a hit record.
Yeah,
I mean, the album was a big record.
Yeah, it was, man.
Yeah.
That was, they was on a major label at the time. They was on Capitol Records at the time. So it was big, man. It got us a lot of exposure.
So you started off working with Slum Village, but you were also meeting a lot of the different folks that were in the Detroit scene at this time.
Yeah.
You're working with Fat Cat.
Yeah, Fat Cat, QD, who else? Wajid, he was another producer, that was
Wajid,
coming up at the same time. I think Trinity was another breakthrough album for him, as well as me. That was about it. That was about it at the time.
And you also kind of linked up with Young RJ as well.
Yeah, Young RJ too, yeah. Young RJ and Fat Ray, we started the BR Gunner thing, you know what I'm saying? And then after the Trinity album, me and Young RJ, we basically took over the production side of all the Slum albums, you know what I'm saying? So after that, because after the Trinity album, everybody went off and did their own thing, you know what I'm saying? But we stuck there with them, you know what I'm saying, and held it down.
And so the BR Gunner thing, did you kind of come at that as an organic type of thing, or were you guys just kind of, we all got something, why don't we try to put it together, see if it works, see if it doesn't work? How did that go down?
I mean, I first met Young Jay, during the Trinity album, when Slum had called me up, that's when I met him, and we did the Trinity album. After that, after the Trinity, it was Detroit Deli, you know what I'm saying, and we basically produced that whole album.
Which is the next Slum Village record.
Yeah, that was the next Slum Village record, you know what I'm saying? It had like one Dilla track on there, and the rest was us, so yeah, it was like, we doing all the beats anyways, we might as well start a group, you know what I'm saying? So we just started BR Gunners, like, you got the Neptunes and other, cats that produce duo teams. So we was like, we'll start a group, Be Our Gunner. And that's what it was.
You already rhyming at this time, or
Yeah,
did
I was
you just
rhyming.
start?
I was rapping before, I was MCing before I started doing beats. You know what I'm saying? I was already writing, so I eventually got into doing beats. Yeah.
Okay. Let's play something from the B.R. Gunner, The Dirty District, Volume 2
What
record.
you got? What you got? Let's do the Do Your Thing with Dwele.
Do your thing, want to do that?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, let's find that. All right.
Yeah.
This one's also featuring J. Dell.
Yeah. That was around the time, man. Thank you. That's when we was doing, you know, the Be Our Gunner thing real heavy. You know what I'm saying? We was just two young cats trying to let the world hear what we can do with the beats. You know, we can hang with the best of them. So we was like, we got to put our own project out. That's what we did, put out Dirty District, man, and got as many cats from around the city and just to come rhyme over the tracks. That's what it came out like.
Now, it's interesting because you guys had already demonstrating like a lot of different styles.
Yeah.
The two tracks that we played, Do Your Thing and Jackin', were pretty different. Like the second one, Jackin' is a lot more, sounded like it was a lot more sample based.
Yeah, it was. It was. Like the Do Your Thing joint, you know, it was a little more, you know, electronic, synthetic. You know, we used.
What did you use to put that together?
That was, I think that was the Triton. Yeah, I think we got the sound out of the Triton. Yeah. And we just chopped up some drums off a breakbeat album. That's what came out. The QD joint was off of an old 70s record. I can't even remember I don't think we cleared that, so I don't even want to name it. The record we chopped up on that one. But yeah, we tried to do some old school shit on that.
The other thing about the Detroit vibe was that, it was kind of like the early 90s where everybody was trying to do like posse cuts with folks, and it wasn't for commercial reasons. It was to try to bring everybody on in a different kind of way. It was like, I think when the posse cut first started, it was just a way of showing, this is my crew, this is how fly we are, this is how good we can get.
Right.
As opposed to nowadays where I have to do a track with that person because it's commercially viable for me to break into his market.
Right.
If I add them to my record.
Yeah, it's totally different now, man. Around the early 90s, I wasn't too big into hip hop around that. You know, I was like, I was young. Put it like that, I was young. So I didn't know no names. I didn't really experience stuff like the hip hop shop, you know, that was real big in Detroit at the time where, you know, cats like Eminem and Proof, all of D12 and, you know, Slum and Fat Cat, like that's where it all started from for them, where they was just rapping for fun. So it was like I missed that era. I went to the hip hop shop like 1 or 2 times, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even remember the times I went like that, you know what I'm saying? But I know I did go. So after that, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, yeah, the posse cut now is like cats, they get a feature off of an artist that's big just to blow their record up. But I don't really be on all that, man, trying to get big names to blow my name up. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do and try to gain my fan base like that.
Do it from the ground up type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
The thing though I think I was trying to get at is sort of that the Detroit thing is still different. There's still that kind of vibe where folks are trying to do it to do it.
Yeah.
And I guess the question that I have for you is there a lot of support from the city, from you, for what it is that you guys are trying to do? Or is it like, you know, the classic story with Detroit techno where, you know, folks build up a community of producers, but it has to go overseas for it to get recognized?
And that's the crazy thing, like the techno scene, like once every year we have a festival called the Detroit Electronic Music Fest.
Carl Craig does it.
Yeah,
right?
Carl Craig does it, and it's like ridiculous. I never seen where one year where it wasn't, you know, like 1 million people there. It's always crazy. So it seemed like the hip hop scene, like the underground type hip hop scene, would be the same way, but it's not. It's like the radio doesn't. They show us love, but I'm trying to watch what I say right now. But the radio, they show us love, but it's like it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, overseas we get appreciated so much. You know what I'm saying? We could tour overseas all day. Slum, Fat Cat, me, we could go overseas and kill it. But when you bring it back home, it's different, man. They don't. I guess they just don't get the music. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's too far over their heads. So it's kind of sad in a way, but we still trying to make people, you know, figure it out and show them what we trying to do. Like, dog, this is good music. You need to be checking this out. You know, everything don't have to be bling bling and shoot 'em up this and drugs this, and you know, it was just some feel good music.
But at the same time, I mean, you were out there slinging CDs on the street and that kind of thing. So, I mean, there is sort of a fan base, you could say, I guess?
Yeah, and it was kind of different for me too, because it was like, I guess I appealed a little more to the youth.
Because you're younger.
Yeah, because I'm kind of younger, and I kind of...
They can look up to you like that.
Yeah, and some of the stuff, the content of some of the songs I do is a little more appealing to the youth than something older cats do, like a Slum, and you know, they're a little too more mature. Their music a little too mature for, you know, a certain age group. So people did take to me a little more, and the radio took to me a little more than other groups in the D. So I don't know, man, and I think we need more young cats like me, you know, to bring just dope hip hop music to the masses, and cats like, that's why I'm feeling dudes like Lupe Fiasco and you know, Kanye. It's like they doing that dope music, and I'm trying to follow in their footsteps, you know what I'm saying, and do my thing. And they proving that it can appeal to the masses. You know what I'm saying? People, you can't sell units by just doing different type of music without having to do the same old, you know what I'm saying, what people hear all day on the radio and see all day on TV.
Yeah. I guess I wanted to ask too, and I was going to ask you this later, but it's coming up naturally as we're talking, this whole kind of distinction between the mainstream and the underground seems to be a lot more divided, I guess, than it was back in the days you're talking about the hip hop shop.
Yeah.
And of course on the West Coast, in LA there was like the Good Life.
Yeah.
And you know, in the Bay Area there was always like some stuff going on when we had, you know, Soul Sides going on and Stone's Throw and all these folks getting started. So, I mean, do you think it's possible for folks to actually come out and make a living in the quote-unquote underground, you know?
I mean, yeah, you could definitely make a living. Just look at artists like Talib Kweli and Mos Def, and you know what I'm saying, Mos Def is a superstar now. He's doing movies, and I mean, the thing is about underground, so-called underground artists, we don't have to tour, or we don't have to, we could tour anytime. We don't have to have an album out to tour, you know what I'm saying? So we could constantly eat, you know, people appreciate our music more, you know what I'm saying? It's a more, our fan base is more loyal, you know, to what we doing, you know, it's like other artists that's kind of mainstream, you know, they only could really kind of tour when their album is out or when they got a hot single, but after them few months is done, it's like, it's over for. Nobody's trying to come to the club and check them out. But artists like us, it's more longevity. Yeah. Point blank. It's just, we got more longevity than other cats.
For the big artists, it's kind of like you eat a lot or you eat nothing at all.
Yeah.
And for you guys, it's more of a grind, but it seems like you could get it a little bit more steady.
Because the fans is like so fickle, you know, when you on a mainstream level, it's like, they going with the new trend. Whatever the new trend is, that's what they're gonna go with. So if your trend fade away, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna fade away right along with it. So, and that's one thing I never want to do with my music or whatever, you know, what I'm doing. I don't never want to follow no trends. I just want to do me so I could keep doing it, you know, as long as I can.
Should we go to the backpacker question?
Yeah, we can go to
you got to get asked this question. Folks in the underground these days get labeled as backpackers. Do you think this is a healthy term, or does it piss you off?
Man, that's a touchy question too. The backpacker situation, it's good and it's bad. It's like, if someone could, like my music is kind of considered backpack, you know what I'm saying? But I say the beats that I do is kind of considered kind of backpack. But what I talk about is like, it's a little more, got a little more commercial appeal to it, because I'm talking about regular shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, you know, in the streets, messing with chicks and making money and having nice things. So it's like, you know, that's what they say on a regular commercial song, but the beats kind of give it the flip side, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if somebody called me a backpacker, it don't really offend me, but I did, on my new album, I did kind of address it on the intro, and I really don't want to say the line I said, but I think I'm about to say it anyway. I was like, what do I say? I say, what do I say?
Do you want to play it, or?
They might not hear it. They might catch it, but I think if I said it, it'll be more. I'm gonna say it and then I'm gonna play it. I say, cause I don't walk with a backpack on. Don't put me in a box, dog. We do it all. You could catch me in the club from the window to the wall, till the sweat drops down, watching strippers take it off. You could, damn, I forgot the intro. I forgot it there. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get it. I say.
You got to get it by Saturday, man.
I say, wait a minute, now I want to say it. What do I say?
Window to the wall.
Wait a minute. I say, damn. We might have to play it because I can't remember right now.
We'll come back to it, man.
We'll come back to it. We'll have to play
Why don't we save you by playing some more of your music here?
Yeah, what you want to play? Get it to.
Do you want to?
Damn, what do I say? It's fucking with me now. I say. Fuck it, man. I can't even think of it. Damn, it's messing with me. But yeah, what you want to get into?
So I was thinking that we could go back to some of the Slum Village stuff, because after you guys did the B.R. Gunna thing, and maybe we could talk about that a little bit too, because it lasted. You guys did your thing for a little bit, and then it kind of fell apart. Do you want to talk about that?
The B.R. Gunna situation? Yeah, it fell apart basically because I might as well go ahead and put this out there too. The business wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like the label I was working for, like I wasn't signed to the label at the time that I don't even want to put the label out there like that, but the label, you know, Slum was working on and we was working for, I wasn't signed to him, I was just doing a lot of music for him, but it was like me and Jay was cool, you know, we was putting out a lot of dope shit, but the business and the money just wasn't right, so I had to kind of step out of that situation, because we had like a official B.R. Gunna album. You know what I'm saying? It was like we had Dilla.
So it was done. It was actually cut.
It was done. It was done, and it's supposed that came out, but you know that label shit, man. It's just the business side just messed everything up, and we was on the independent label, so it was like we could do what we want to, but they was trying to appeal too much to, you know, to the commercial side and the mainstream side, and trying to change the sound and do this and that. But
so there was some creative things where they were coming in and telling you to switch your stuff up?
Yeah, it was.
Even on an
not so much, but
on the independent tip.
Yeah, on the independent tip, you know, the guy, you know, which is nothing wrong with that, you know, labels, they want to make their money, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, but for me, it was like, I got a whole different vision. So I had to step back and do my solo thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I eventually came out with a project last year, you know, summer 2005, I came out with a project called Sound of the City, where I had different Detroit artists on there and just showing the people, you know, what I do. This is what I do. Black Milk does, you know, by itself. Okay. You know, this is my sound, trying to create my sound. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go back and play some of the Slum Village stuff.
Okay.
And then come up and play some of the Sound of the City stuff.
Okay.
Sound good?
What you want to go into? What you got?
Why don't we do Call Me, and then we can talk about the whole...
Do
you want to do that?
The Call Me joint. Now, this is kind of funny. For those, you know, I know y'all probably familiar with Jay Dilla. You know, he came out with his album, The Shining, his last album. He had a song on there called Want Do, and it was an Isley Brothers sample, you know what I'm saying? It was the, I forgot the name of the Isley Brothers song, but it's a, Ice Cube used it. Anybody, you know the name of that joint, Isley Brothers joint? It was like one of their favorite, that was their favorite,
yeah. Aaliyah used it too, then.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the actual song. No, it wasn't Between the Sheets. But y'all know the song. But anyways, we sampled it for the Slum Village for their last album. And, you know, I cut up the Isley Brothers track, and then Dilla had it, he had his version for The Shining. It was crazy how, you know, just play the track.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, great
All right,
minds think alike.
this is Call Me featuring Dwele.
Yeah.
By Slum Village.
We just figured out the song. It's Footsteps in the Dark. Yeah. So if y'all didn't, we got it down. So that was the sample I chopped up for that Slum Village track right there. You know what I'm saying? So.
And JD messed with it too.
So you know the Slum album came out. It didn't do too good, but it was just a fact. When I did that track, I was like, man, I'm gonna chop up this Footsteps in the Dark because I know, you know, Ice Cube had used it first. I was like, man,
today was a good day.
Yeah, today was a good day. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it again, and I know people would be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard that in a while. Did it? People didn't really hear the song because Slum album, like I said, it didn't do too well. A few people heard it, and, you know, it got some response, but Dilla did it for his last album, for The Shining, and his version was crazy, you know what I'm saying, just as well. You know, it was dope as hell. So here's Dilla's version. Let's go into it.
Let's play Dilla's version.
People they didn't hear mine, they heard his, and was like, fuck Black, we love Dilla. So no, I'll play.
What was it again?
Won't Do.
Won't Do, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Won't, here we go. Won't Do.
You know, I guess everybody loved Footsteps in the Dark, and everybody just wanted to fuck with it for the last couple of years. And, you know,
it's just, it's almost like the Detroit sound, you know? It's like that real deep kind of groove type of song.
Yeah,
sound.
it was, you know, the Isley Brothers, that's classic all day.
Yeah.
You know, all that shit.
No doubt.
That guitar in that particular song was just so sweet.
I want to talk to you though a little bit about how you cut your thing up. I mean, you took that and you literally took it apart. People can hear it, how you had taken it apart. You kind of redo the melody, the whole entire melody.
Yeah, I try to sample. Well, when I do sample, I sample like the parts that's kind of open with no vocals on it. So I tried to cut the guitar parts, you know, but I didn't want to use it. Like when I sample, I don't like to just sample something and loop it up and just, you know what I'm saying? You could just rap over the regular record. I like to kind of, you know, chop it up and make it my own so people might, you know, figure out what it is, they might not. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did with the Isley Brothers. I knew everybody was gonna know what it was just because of the guitar. Everybody know that guitar in that particular song.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then there was a little bit of a trace of like Dwele's channeling the Isleys.
Yeah, because he was, tell you the truth, he was just singing over what I sampled. That's how I chopped like 2 pieces of the vocals up.
So he didn't really, know what you were up to with it? Did he know what the original sample was that you were
he knew what it, when we was recording it, he knew what it was. You know, he was like, I'm gonna just sing the song how you chopped it, how you chopped it up. So yeah.
So that's a little bit more too, I guess, of the Primo and the J Dilla influence.
Yeah, man.
In terms of taking a portion of a song and then just kind of chopping it up and stuff.
Yeah, making it your own. Like, and it's real dope when you could chop up a famous song and like flip it. You know what I'm saying?
So people don't even recognize it.
Yeah, and if they do recognize it, you know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, he flipped that shit. I wouldn't even thought of making it like that. So.
Do you tend to like take a song and then take just one portion of it and work on that, or do you tend to take a song and take like different portions from different parts of the track and cut all of those up simultaneously?
It depends. Like sometimes I don't even get through the whole record. I don't get through the whole song. Like it might be a sweet ass bass line or a sweet ass guitar part or a drum part at the beginning of the song, and I just mess with it, chop it up, and make a track, and probably won't even get through the rest of the song. But you know, different samples is. I work different ways with different samples. You know what I'm saying? I try not to chop up the vocals so much though. I like to get more of the melody. You know what I'm saying, of the song instead of just the vocal part.
Okay. Let's play another track. This is kind of, maybe if there was a big hit off of that record, this would have been it.
What's
Ease
that?
Up.
Oh yeah, Ease Up. Yeah, well, it did its thing. You know what I'm saying? We got a Chevy car commercial off of this song, so that was
which is
that was
good
real,
for residuals and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that was real good. Yeah, that was real good. So you know, it got us a lot of exposure.
Okay, so here's Ease Up. So again, it's a song that doesn't really sound like it had. It's like it began with a sample. It sounded like it started with some other kinds of thoughts. How did you actually begin working on that track? Was it the bass line, or was it the drums, or the little, you know?
It was finding the sample first.
Oh, okay.
Like the strings, the little strings.
In the back.
Yeah. Tell you the truth,
Wow,
that was Dwele's song first. He had that track first, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't pick it up for his album, so Slum ended up using it, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I messed with the strings. It was, damn, did we clear that sample? Can I say the name of that record? I don't think we cleared that sample. No, I can't say the name of that record. It was a old school, famous, you know what I'm saying, person's record. So chopped up the strings, got some claps, put a little synth bass line on it. There you have it. Try to keep it simple as possible, man. You know, I don't really like to put too many sounds and clutter up a beat, you know what I'm saying? Once it's good and it feel good, and probably put a couple of changes in it and call it a day. That's it.
Does sample clearances, do they affect your creative process? Do you think when you're listening to a record, shit, I'll never be able to get that cleared, I might as well not even try?
Well, that's another situation when it's like you have more of an advantage when you like on the underground level than appealing, you know, you in the masses eye, you know what I'm saying? When you on the underground, you really could do whatever the fuck you want to. You know, I could chop up Isley Brothers and Sly and the Family Stone for days, you know what I'm saying? Because they only really mess with you, you know, like I say, when you're a major artist and you selling millions of records, you know, you selling like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 copies, most of the time they don't really mess with you like that, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's like a real famous ass song, unless you sampling like some Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones produced type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than that, you basically could get away with a lot of shit when you underground, you know what I'm saying? But
and then when you compose the stuff and the clearances have to go through, do you worry about folks coming in and scooping up your publishing?
I mean, yeah, that like I say, if I do a track for a group that's on a major label, most of the time, the artists I sample, they will come, they gonna get their percentage of the song, you know what I'm saying? And you can't do nothing about it. Either you're not gonna put the track on the album, or you're gonna say, fuck it, and just, you know, get the little royalty checks and however much you left with. But it depends, man. Like if the track came out, if you do a track that is, you sample somebody famous, and it's like, sometimes it's worth it. Let me put it like that. Sometimes it's just worth it. You know,
how is it worth it?
Because like I say, you can make a dope ass track, and it's like you want the world to hear it.
Yeah,
it's like, man, just listen to what I did, listen to what I flipped. You know what I'm saying? So you like.
So you take the loss because you think you can get to a larger audience.
Yeah, and most of the time it's not a loss. Like, especially if you getting shit, if you like a Pharrell or Just Blaze, you getting 30,000, 50,000, up to 100,000 a track. So it's like, all right, give me my 100,000, I just eat off that and fuck the royalties. You know, that's how I be
You still
sometimes.
eat pretty good off of that.
Yeah, you still get pretty good off of a $30,000 check. You know what I'm saying? And up. So it depends on what level you on. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, is like, the artists I produce for, sometimes I done had a couple artists that was on major labels, you know what I'm saying? But those tracks, it's funny because those tracks wasn't even samples that I gave to major artists, you know, the majority of those tracks. But like the underground shit, when I do my own personal stuff and other artists that's, you know what I'm saying, I do whatever. I do whatever, man. Whatever I want to sample, how it ain't no, well, we gotta do the song this way. The verse gotta be 16 bars. You know what I'm saying? The hook gotta be 8 bars. There's no holds bar when you doing your own shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the advantage of being on, you know, on so-called underground.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think, at least in the US, the intellectual property laws that kind of govern sample clearances.
Yeah.
It's almost created like two classes to where you're either a super rich producer that can afford to, like Blaze samples Shaft in Africa and the Lafayette Afro Rock Band.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of folks that are basically outlaws. You know what I'm saying? Like they're basically, you know, I guess they call them copyright criminals or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, some people got the money to do it. That's all I can say, man. You know, cats, it's like, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird thing, man. Me, myself, I don't care about none of that stuff. Like, I don't really, when I'm listening, sitting down, listening to records, I don't think like, damn, if I chop it this way, I'm gonna have to clear it. You know what I'm saying? I just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Whether, if you can figure out what the sample is, you know, fuck it, we're gonna have to clear it. If you can't, that's even better. You know what I'm saying? We get away with it. But I don't really trip on the sample clearance thing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go to your Sound of the City record. So you basically now you stepped from Barak Entertainment. This is about 2004, 2005, something like that. Stepping out on your own, how did that feel? I mean, now you had to basically not only just do the production, but you had to get yourself a deal. You had to go and get the stuff produced. You had to figure out the distribution thing. Did you already have a lot of that game from watching all these other folks?
Kinda.
Or you know, talk about that process a little bit, because a lot of folks in the room here are, you know, about to embark on that after they create these great tracks.
Well, like, it's still, tell you the truth, it's still like the beginning stages for me. You know, I'm still learning the business, but, you know, watching a lot of stuff, you know, Slum go through a lot of things with their label situations and a couple other artists. I just sat back because I was never signed to anyone. I was just, you know, producing the tracks for them. So watching them, it did kind of help me, you know what I'm saying, go into it like, okay, the independent route is like, it has ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? The ups is you control more of, you know, you got more control of your music, and you make more money off of, you know, selling your music. When if you was signed to a label, you know, it's you probably get $1 off each CD or something like that. So, but yeah, when I did Sound of the City, it was more so, I'm just gonna put together something. I'm gonna get a lot of different artists from Detroit. I'm gonna do, you know, some dope beats, you know, have them rhyme on it, put it together, package it up, and just slang it in the streets and just try to build my buzz up. It wasn't even about the money or nothing like that. It was just about building my name up. And it still is, you know what I'm saying? It still is just about building my fan base. You know what I'm saying? It's really not about the money. Just, it's about the money, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that fan base behind you. So that's what Sound of the City was. It was like, I gotta show people like I could do this shit on my own without Slum cosign, without a Dilla cosign, with, you know what I'm saying? This is me. This is Black Milk. Yeah.
So you wanted to play Duck, right?
Yeah, we could play Duck. See, another thing about Sound of the City, me personally, like the shit I did for Slum was kind of, it's like, it was kind of, you know, we had to have a little more of a commercial appeal with the beats. We couldn't be all the way underground. My shit personally is like, I'm doing whatever I want to, you know what I'm saying? I loop up a whole song or just rhyme over just a drum break, you know what I'm saying, and don't care about it. It's like, whatever feels good. I don't go into music like thinking like, damn, would a radio play this? Or, you know, I don't go into doing it like that. So that's what Sound of the City was. It was just like raw shit and having fun. You know, that's what it was. And Duck was one of those joints I chopped up. It was like a Smokey Robinson joint or something like that. And I just rapped to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think, I didn't put no drums to it. It just came out raw on some RZA Wu-Tang type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping it Motown.
Yeah.
Okay, Motown Raw, Duck.
Just messing around, man. Just messing around. And I mean, you know, I just like to have fun with my own shit. You know, most of the beats that I rap over to, and most of the beats I do for my own projects, it be tracks that other people, they didn't see the vision I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, all right, I'll do it for myself. And another track off Sound of the City, I guess we could go into the By 10 joint, Eternal.
Okay.
Like, this joint was so crazy. I sampled this group called this old rock group called Soft Machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was a Soft Machine sample, and I'm like, man, this beat is so out there. Nobody gonna try to buy this beat. But I'm like, instead of having Buy 10 rap on it, I'm gonna have him sing on it because he's like a real talented dude. He can sing, rap, he do it all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm gonna have Buy 10 come in and just sing on the track, and we just gonna do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? I was scared because I didn't know how people was gonna take to it. I'm like, man, people gonna think this shit is whack. But the music I do for me, it be for my own ears. So when people like it, you know what I'm saying, I get, you know, a good response off of it, makes me feel good. Like I could just do whatever I want to, you know what I'm saying? And it could sell and build my fan base off of it. So yeah,
So
Eternal joint, Buy 10.
Okay.
That's what's up.
So you're
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of stuff lately though in the last year for other artists,
Yeah, man.
as well as getting your own stuff together. This has been kind of a real big creative year for you.
Yeah, man, I've been just grinding, man, hustling, man. You know, I got a couple tracks on a new up-and-coming Pharoah Monch album, you know what I'm saying, which is, I think is going to be kind of big because he hasn't put nothing out since his
Yeah.
you know, first solo effort, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So been a while, so I'm glad I got a couple tracks on that. I think that's going to be classic. You know, finally got my deal. You know, I got a record deal with Fat Beats Records, you know what I'm saying? So I'm repping them now. So, you know, the stuff is gonna be distributed and put out even better, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, just been working hard.
And you also have stuff with Guilty and
Oh yeah, Guilty Simpson. He's gonna be another person I think that's gonna have a big anticipation, you know, for his album coming out next year. So I'm trying to have at least about 5 or 6 beats on there, you know what I'm saying? If not, you know, I'm gonna have at least 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Guilty Simpson, working with D12, you know what I'm saying? Deny Porter from D12, been working with him, you know, a lot lately. He the one that hooked me up with the Pharoah Monch shit, tell you the truth. Yeah, so yeah, just trying to
Fat
stay
Cat
busy.
too?
The Fat Cat new album. Yeah, you just reminded me. Fat Cat new album coming out next year. I got 4 joints on there. Yeah, so yeah, man, we just gonna try to do it big in 07, man. Just try to flood the game.
I hear you. So what we'll do is I guess.
Sorry, not to cut you off.
Sorry, go ahead.
My own personal project. Yeah, I forgot about that. Popular Demand coming out.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Popular Demand is my first Fat Beats release. You know what I'm saying? That's coming out featuring cats we just said, Slum Village, Guilty Simpson, Fat Cat, QD, myself, yeah, you know, just a lot of people.
You're gonna have an EP out before that, right?
The EP, Broken Wax, name of it is Broken Wax. It's supposed to come out mid-November, mid next month, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be exclusive vinyl. It's not coming out on CD.
Okay.
Gonna press up, you know, a few thousand copies, just put it out on vinyl like that and probably put it on iTunes. Yep. I got Broken Wax with me too. You probably could go through some of that.
You guys wanna hear that?
Joints when you wanna get a chance.
Okay. What we'll do is first we'll play some of the Monch stuff.
Okay.
And then maybe we can play some of your songs from the EP and you can break some of them down for us.
Okay.
One question I have for you though is that we were talking about this earlier. A lot of folks are moving out of Detroit.
Yeah.
And you know, do you see yourself holding it down for the D for the long term, or, but you know?
Yeah, man, I ain't.
What do you think?
I'm not really trying to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to venture out. You know what I'm saying? And set up shop other places, and you know, try to build, you know, a buzz and a little base somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You can't stay stuck in one position forever. You know, so I'm not mad at someone that decides they want to go to California or something like that, cause you know, or New York, you know, cause entertainment is big in both of those cities. So it's like, you know, I'm not mad at you. And eventually, yeah, I'm gonna branch out and go different places and try to do my thing other places. But for right now, I'm gonna stay in the D a little longer. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay and try to hold it down and build it back up, man. And well, you know, just play my part, helping the hip hop scene, you know, get built back up. Yeah.
Is it a kind of situation where Dilla's passing has made things difficult for folks in the city?
Some, yeah. Yeah, it did make, well, Dilla, not just Dilla and Proof, you know
And
what I'm
Proof,
saying? 'Cause
that's right, yeah.
Dilla was big coming from the city, you know, just because of the beats and the people he worked with and just the sound he created, and, you know, everybody was behind him. And Proof is like a real big part of Detroit hip hop, because he was like the main guy trying to bring like the commercial side of it and, you know, the underground hip hop side of it, because he was in both worlds, you know what I'm saying? He had the D12 thing and, you know, running with him and all them. Plus, you know, you would still catch him at the club or at an open mic spot, you know, still freestyling. So it was like he was trying to bring both worlds together. So when they both passed, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Who we don't have no leaders. They was like the leaders, man, of the D. So it was like, I don't know. That played a big part in people wanting to just go somewhere else and start new, start fresh. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really be mad and be mad at them, because Detroit is, you know, is known for its all this violence and, you know, the economy not being too good. So, you know, but that's another reason I think the music that comes out of Detroit is just so good, because there's nothing to do but music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
And I think the community is real strong. You know, everybody. I mean, my girl Invincible is doing stuff. You know, there's all, you know, Triple P, Platinum Pied Pipers are making a lot of noise now, and it just feels like there's so much creative stuff going on that, you know, all of us here at the Rebel Music Academy who aren't from Detroit, because we love Detroit. You know, we're just rooting for y'all.
Yeah, man.
Even in the World Series, even though you know beat the A's and that kind of thing, I'll let that go.
And that was surprising. Like, Detroit Tigers is like night and day now. But anyways, yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing you can do but, you know, stay creative. You know, when you do music, that's the only thing that makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying, about your day, make you want to stay motivated. You know, because it's so much bullshit going on in the city. So, and plus, you know, it's the Motor City, man. I say the greatest label, you know what I'm saying, Motown Records. It's like that vibe is still there. So I think that bleeds into our music, the younger generation, because it's like the greatest artists, man, almost ever, like recorded in Detroit, you know, from Stevie Wonder to when he was little Stevie, when he was like 14, 15, you know what I'm saying, when he was young. And
Yvette's Red now.
Yeah. Aretha Franklin and Marvin Gaye, a lot of his hits was like recorded in Motown. Smokey Robinson in America, it's like the list goes on. Michael Jackson, the biggest artist probably ever. You know, with the Jackson 5, you know, they did a lot of stuff. So it was like that vibe is still there, man, and it bleeds into the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, let's play some music. Pharoah Monch, Let's Go.
Yeah.
Lead-off single from his new album produced by Black Milk. You got some new stuff you wanted to play for us too?
Yeah, we could go into some
what
joints.
What should we go with here?
I don't know, man. Let me see. What do I got?
We can go with this.
What did I put in?
This is the CD.
Oh, that's the tracks. Yeah.
The EP, right?
Talking more about the track. No, that's not the EP.
This is just straight beats?
Yeah, that's the beats. That's the beats. Yeah. I mean, we can play some beats if you want. Y'all want to hear some beats? Y'all want to hear EP? What y'all? He said, yeah,
beats.
This was whatever.
I think people want to get a little bit more into your head about how you get all this stuff together, how you put
together beats.
Yeah.
It's real simple, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody has their own technique. You know what I'm saying? A chopping records, but you know me, I try to go with the melody. You know, I put on a record, I hear something good. Sometimes I'll be on the track for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? It won't cut my MP off for a whole week. Just let it sit there until I get the loop right. You know, and just mess with old school records. You know, like old school soul records, Motown records, electronic records, like I was saying. You know, like prog rock. What else? Just everything, anything that sounds good, man. You know, there's no limits with me. You know, I don't have like a certain sound I fuck with. You know, I'm known for mostly fucking with soul music, so, but I mess with anything, man. Like, and Sound of the City was like giving the people, you know, a variety of different stuff, a different type of music, you know what I'm saying?
And you're talking too, I think we were talking yesterday about you're looking to try to move almost beyond soul as well to kind of broaden your
like
range
on Broken Wax, I have some soul stuff on there. Then
Broken Wax is the EP?
The EP. Yeah, then I have a joint on there where I chopped up a Tomita track where it's kind of digital, a little synthetic, you know what I'm saying? So just I do a variety of different stuff, man. You know what I'm saying?
So what should we?
We could go into the Broken Wax. You want to pop in the CD or the wax?
I got let's just put the vinyl on.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, I forgot which song it was.
Okay.
Let's see, which one is it? This
Oh yeah,
is the
we're
vinyl.
queued. Yeah.
This vinyl right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this the joint. It's called Pressure. I chopped up some Tomita shit, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the regular soul stuff I do. Like that.
Nice.
Something like that, you know what I'm saying? And Broken Wax is just, you know, like a continuation of Sound of the City, because it's just like raw shit, man. The intro, I'll play the intro real quick. It was like just me looping up a record and cutting it up, kind of on beat, off beat, you know what I'm saying? There really wasn't no format to it. Like I say, if I would have tried to sell that track to any other artist, they wouldn't have bought it because it's just so different. So I keep it for myself. I think this was a Foster Silvers record, you know. The Silvers.
You were messing with the Silvers thing on the YouTube thing.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah. I was talking about that. They like, if you're not familiar with the Silvers, it was like it was kind of like the Jackson 5. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s, they was damn near the same exact thing as the Jackson 5. They just had a couple sisters in the group, so yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, actually, they were produced by Freddie Perrin, who was Fonz Mizell's partner in the corporation.
Oh, word?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that.
If I'm not mistaken,
okay.
I don't know if he did all the records, but I know he did the big ones, some of the big ones.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite groups, Foster Silvers, man. So I play the intro.
By the way, if all of you all want more of this to take home with yourselves, you can get on the net, and there's a 15-minute presentation that he does, 2 parts, on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
where he basically breaks down how to take a beat and cut it up in Black Milk style.
Just go to YouTube.
So it's Black Milk interview, and I think what is it, Midwestern Goodies or something like that?
MidwesternGoodness.com.
Goodness.com or something.
Just go to YouTube and type in Black Milk. And I wish I could have brought my MPC and you know, demonstrated some stuff, but I don't have any records, and I wasn't, you know, totally informed of what I was getting into, so I just brought some stuff.
By the way, you're doing a show.
Yeah, by the way, I'm doing a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can check that out on YouTube, and I'm breaking down the beat, and I'm working with the MPC and showing you how to chop records and sequence a little bit, just a little something. There's nothing major, but it's just a little something to what I do. You know what I'm saying? So you get more. I'm gonna get into the Silvers track. Like I say, off beat, on beat, just different type of format. All right. Up. Yeah, like sometimes, man, I didn't even want to put no drums to that beat because it was like the sample was so, you know, just it sounded so good to me. I was like, I'm not gonna mess with it or, you know, manipulate it. I'm gonna leave it like it is and just spit on it. And yeah.
There it is. Let's open it up for questions. Yeah, we should get the microphone just so that we get the question recorded. Thank you, Glenn.
Could you please be more specific? Who are they? White niggers?
Huh?
White niggers?
White niggers?
Yeah.
Huh? Wait a minute, you say beat?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Because I just didn't get the lyrics.
No, I ain't taking offense to it. I'm trying to see what she was saying. I said white. What'd you say? Oh, what part is she? Oh, she talking about the racist line. No, I said so racist towards whack niggas like Klan members towards black niggas. That's what I said. Yeah. I thought you said white niggas. I was like, huh?
Whoa.
Wait a minute. That's crazy.
Yeah. Question about the BR Gunner group that you had going, and the business behind it. You said it was like it wasn't real cool. That's why you kind of pulled back out of it. Can you give a little bit of a description of what it was like, though, the studio and going to the studio and that part of the D and dealing with making the beats and stuff with young RJ?
I mean, working with Jay, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? It's a different vibe when you go into a studio and try to make beats and you got people there, looking and just their ears is on it, besides you being at home, being at the crib in the basement or wherever you at, you know what I'm saying, cutting up your own tracks is just a different vibe, you free. But, I don't know, man. Like I say, me and Jay, we still cool. You know what I'm saying? It was just a thing where I had to branch off, man. It was the label shit, man. I hate being told what to do, for one thing. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody to try to come and tell you to do your music a certain type of way or try to change it a little bit, that wasn't really the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they was always trying, do it like this, do it like that, but it was a little bit of it. So I'm like, man, no, this is what I do. I don't want to try to go commercial with my shit. You know what I'm saying? If it turns into being appealing to the masses, then, you know what I'm saying, there it is. But for now, I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because once I try to change and go back to doing some underground shit, if I just started doing some commercial shit, I can't do it. The fan base is going to be like, what the hell is you doing? You know what I'm saying? First you was bling, and now you trying to go back and do, nah. So it's like I want to come in the door with a certain sound so the people can know, this is my sound and I can have a longevity with it and don't have to worry about changing up, you know what I'm saying? So that's all that was, man. It's a funny situation. I don't really like to get into details about the money and all that shit, but it's just that label bullshit, man. Do your own thing. Try to make your own label, man, and do the independent route. And if a major label want to give you $1 million, a couple $1 million for to put your record out, then take it. But other than that, I think the independent route is good because you got more control of what you want to put out, and you don't got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, people all over your back and trying to tell you which direction to go with your music. You doing what you want to do, and that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Question back there and over here. Oh, no? Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought.
Sorry, collecting my thoughts is a little bit of work, but I was just wondering, being from Vancouver and kind of, being in a place where hip hop is, it's huge in Vancouver. You can't get away with any club night without playing hip hop.
Right.
And but just basically the vibe, I think, from outside looking in on Vancouver is this whole backpacker thing, and it's like even beyond that to more sort of tofu rap is what we call it.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with tofu.
I'm just interested to find out how you feel about Canadian hip hop, being the Toronto's. Just because I know it's got this kind of reputation that's it's been so hard to break out of Canada, yet it's so huge there. And I think hip hop a lot comes from the experience of Canada doesn't really have the same sort of rough and tough lifestyle that where a lot of this good classic hip hop's coming out of. So I'm just wondering what your feelings are on that.
I haven't really heard too many. I'm not really up on a lot of different artists hip hop artists from Canada, so I really couldn't say, tell you the truth.
But just that whole, like, the whole backpacker vibe in general, like, is just,
you
I mean,
talking
as
about
far
the
as, like,
term?
not coming from the experiences, like, a lot of these kids that are wanting to rap don't have the same experiences, like, they're living in.
I mean, it ain't, man, if the music good, it's good. Whether you from the hood or whether you from the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, the backpacker term, it's a good thing and then it's a bad thing in a way. Like, I don't like to be looked at as a, you know, backpack artist just because it's like saying you don't do regular shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do regular shit all the time. I like nice things, you know, I like to go to the clubs and go to the titty bar and, you know what I'm saying, riding nice cars and clothes. So it's like, I just like this type of music, but I'm a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really like the term backpacker, because it like puts you in a box, a certain type of music, like you just sit in a room all day burning incense and, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, you know, it go in one ear and out the other. So the backpacker thing is, I'm gonna just stop saying that word. You know what I'm saying, altogether. I'm gonna just
That's
stop
the
saying
B
it.
word.
And just one more, I was just checking out your MySpace page, and I was just wondering how that's affected your career.
MySpace is like the new crack. I love MySpace, you know. I love Tom. Tom is a genius for making MySpace, so it's like, yeah, Tom,
Yeah.
for real.
Good old
Because
Tom.
it's the best thing, man, for artists that's trying to get their music heard all over the world, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of my buzz has, you know, been from MySpace and just, you know, letting people download whatever I want to put up there, or just check out the music, you know what I'm saying? So MySpace is great. I don't have nothing against MySpace. You know
You
what
have
I'm saying?
quite a few profile views, so.
Huh?
You have quite a few profile views. I was
Yeah,
impressed.
yeah, man, it's lovely, man. I love it. I don't know what I'd be doing without MySpace right now. So Tom, thank you, Tom. You know what I'm saying, for creating MySpace. For real, MySpace the shit, man. You know, a lot of people don't like to admit they be on MySpace like that, but man, you know, MySpace the shit. That's all I can say.
We have other questions. Back there, Mr. Spacek.
Do I have a track here? Oh no, I didn't even bring that track. That track's so old, man. I don't even think I still got the disc or what, you know, the disc that beat was on. So I don't even have it, man. I mean, I brought some beats, but I don't have that particular track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Play some of the beats.
We can scan through some beats real quick. You know what I'm
All
saying?
yours.
Mike is.
Cue.
This
Cue.
right
That's
here.
the cue right there, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna scan through some beats real quick.
Okay.
These tracks, you know what I'm saying? Not too many people heard them. Probably a couple people heard them. I'm gonna go through them.
Hit 'em right here.
I think this is a Yes sample I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got
Hey, there's a.
Wait a minute. I want to play more.
Oh, okay.
I want to play more.
Okay.
I'm on a
okay.
roll.
Okay.
what you want to say for real? What you
No,
want?
no, do your thing, man.
What you want to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, the drum programming was really
Yeah.
interesting. You actually had a tip on that YouTube video where you
Oh,
were
yeah.
telling people not to play like right on the beat or right on the metronome, but just a little bit before, a little bit after, just to get a little bit of fun.
Yeah, man, because you know, like live instrumentation is kind of loose and it's not stiff. Like if you on a drum machine and you using the timing and quantizing, you know, like that. So it's like when you use it, when you program your drums and the samples like manually, it makes it feel a little more loose, you know what I'm saying? And if you hitting a snare on the pads and you're not using it with full level, you hitting it, you know, a different way each time. Like if you was hitting a live snare or if you was hitting a live hi-hat, it's not gonna, you know, really sound the same each time. So yeah, it's better just to be loose with it instead of using the time and the quantize so it could get a loose feel, man.
Right,
Just
yeah.
it feels better.
It feels more
It
human.
feels better. It don't feel as stiff and, you know what I'm saying? It don't feel stiff and like you programmed it, robotic man or something like that. So yeah, some mid-eastern type shit. So play it. All right, let me take it back. All right, here we go. Nobody heard these, man.
Good shit.
Nobody really heard these tracks, so y'all really, these is kind of new, fairly new. Oh, this is a Tomita joint that I love, man. I love this sample, man. I don't think nobody messed with this neither.
Ready, baby, so I can
Something what I do, man. Little something. I guess I'll stop it right there if y'all want me to. I'll stop it.
Black Milk.
That's it. I mean, I'll play some more.
Yeah?
I might as well just play one more, just the encore. I might play one more. Let's see what else I got. Let me see. Huh? You say, oh, wait, this is the encore, so it's like, wait a minute. Okay.
The encore.
Which one you say hit, man?
The one with the harp on it.
Oh, the rock joint. Okay, yeah, this some rock shit I chopped up. I think this is this rock group called Journey. Journey, yeah.
San Francisco.
Oh, they from San Fran? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, here you go.
That sounds nothing like Journey.
It don't?
Which is a good thing.
That's Journey, man. I just chop up and this is what I do, man. A little something, nothing major, man. So I get down back in the D. But yeah, y'all started something now. I just feel like listening to tracks all day. Damn, for real. I was like, might as well play another one. Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Shit, fuck it.
I don't think anyone's complaining.
Hey, y'all want me to stop, just let me stop, man. Oh yeah, y'all got any more questions? Cause I just started going off into the beat, so no more questions. Good, okay, more tracks. Okay. This a Willie Hutch sound.